Welcome to Mr. Bob and doing all with some very fun activities. Hello, I'm Bob, Mr. Bob, Education Director for the National Railroad Museum. I'll answer those questions at the end of the segment. If you just want to type in and let us know where you're watching from and who you are, that would be fantastic as well. Make sure you like the National Railroad Museum's Facebook page. Looking at history today, we're going to take a walk through one of the pieces Pacific 8003, a dome dining car. The Union Pacific was the only railroad to have dome cars that were diners. And you happen to be looking here at an image of a sister to 8003, 8008, which is still in service as part of the Union Pacific Railroad's heritage. But if you visit the National Railroad Museum, we have Dome Diner 8003 that you can take a tour of. The Union Pacific came into the dome game a little bit late. They first got in 1955, and they equipped several of their top trains, including the City of Los Angeles, with dome cars. The City of Los Angeles ran from Chicago to LA and mainly competed with Santa Fe's Super Chief. The domes in the City of LA, there were actually 3 of them. The Union Pacific had 3 different types of dome cars: dome coaches, dome diners, and dome lounge cars. And you see the dome lounge at the end of the City of Los Angeles here in this picture, along with the distinctive neon drumhead that the Union Pacific used on its City of trains. The dome diners could seat 48 people for service. They had 3 different dining areas, and we're going to take a walk through the car and look at each one of those different portions. You're looking right now at the lower dining room, which was the largest of the 3 dining areas. Notice the distinctive and unique Union Pacific pink tablecloths. Also notice in the table settings how much silverware and china was allotted to each passenger, each place set identically and precisely at each one of those tables. Looking at the very front of the lower dining area, or actually looking further into the car, there's several things that we want to take a look at before we move on in our tour. The hallway that you see on the left side of the image, down past the gold room, visit there in just a moment, and at the other end of the car there is access to the kitchen. The stairs in the middle go up to the dome level. We're going to take those in just a moment here. But on the walls and the glass panel on the right and on the left, you notice some artwork. The interior design for the dome cars was keyed to represent the final destination for that particular train. In the case of the City of Los Angeles, obviously we were going to Southern California, and so the motif reflected that. To the left on the glass panel, native California wildflowers. On the right, an artistic impression of Yosemite Valley from Yosemite National Park. Now, ascending the stairs into the dome, oh, what a spectacular view we get when we are traveling. You notice the passengers here enjoying that fine Union Pacific food, and most of the images that you are going to see like this are actually Union Pacific Railroad publicity photos. Most of the people in those photos, well, occasionally they were actors, but usually they were Union Pacific personnel that were asked to dress up and fill in to promote the railroad. Looking at the front of the dome, the Union Pacific was very particular about service on their dining cars, and especially so in the dome, to make sure that passengers had a wonderful experience. At the front of the dome, there was a small pantry buffet area. There was 2 waiters on duty in the dome. In that area, those waiters had different things that were there to make their lives and service to passengers much better. There was a coffee maker for hot beverages. There was also a toaster so that toast did not have to come up from the kitchen below. a refrigerator and a freezer to keep cold items cold or frozen until they were ready to be served. And one of the things that's in the buffet area here that the Union Pacific was very particular about, there is a dumbwaiter directly in front of the waiter to the left. The dumbwaiter is a small elevator that goes It was a small, intimate space for about 8 to 10 people. If nobody had reserved it, you could sit there as you entered the dining car. Notice the wallpaper is of the TV and Hollywood movie motif, again reflecting the final destination, the Los Angeles area. Also notice on the table there is a distinctive china pattern for the gold room, and well, the silverware, it isn't silverware, it's actually gold-plated, which was an exclusive for the gold room on the Dome Diners. Traveling down the hallway to the car, we find ourselves in the kitchen. The Dome Diners actually had two kitchens. If you look through the small window in the center of the picture, you're looking into what is called the cold kitchen or the pantry. This was the area for the final dressing of plates. It's where desserts were prepared. It's where toast and other smaller items were prepared for the lower dining rooms. The dumbwaiter is also located right inside of that window to the right, the one that we saw going to the dome just above. In the main kitchen here on the left-hand side of the image is the main food cooking area. We see our ovens, our broiler, the grill, the fry station. To the right-hand side is the food prep and cleanup area. Now, one thing that the Union Pacific was very proud of when it built its Dome Diners was some of the modern conveniences that it built in for the crew. One of those was an in-counter dishwasher being demonstrated here by Mr. Norris, who at the time was in charge of Union Pacific passenger services. The view from the dome, of course, was spectacular. You could see over the top of the train, looking all the way around, looking up into the sky, and what beautiful scenery as here the city of Los Angeles heads east through Utah. The Union Pacific did quite a bit of publicity to promote their Dome Diners, domes in general. One of the people that they used to help promote them, well, at that time he was an actor in Hollywood, eventually to become our 40th president. Ronald Reagan appeared in a number of Union Pacific publicity items touting how wonderful it was to dine and travel on the Union Pacific Dome cars. There is a very, very good chance, we believe, that 8003 was the car actually used to shoot Mr. Reagan's publicity photos for the Dome Diner. Now, each year at the National Railroad Museum, for our members, we commission a painting of one of the pieces in the collection. This year, watercolor artist Steve Kruger completed a painting related to the domes on the city of Los Angeles, and that has been turned into a print which is available to all of our museum members. If you would like a print copy of the image you're seeing on the screen right now, I encourage you to visit our website, nationalrrmuseum.org. Look for the membership area, sign up to be a museum member, and we'd be happy to provide you with one of these prints. Next time you visit the National Railroad Museum, stroll out to the McCormick Pavilion and take a few moments to explore Union Pacific Dome Diner 8003. At the National Railroad Museum, it's our mission to inspire lifelong learning, providing dynamic education opportunities through the preservation of railroad objects, engaging exhibits, and innovative programs. As a nonprofit organization, we're supported by both public and private donations and, of course, support from our museum members. For more information on how you can support the National Railroad Museum or become a museum member, visit our website, nationalrrmuseum.org. Thanks for stopping by Mr. Bob's Railroad Workbench, and we'll see you again real soon.